Hello dear friends. October is often described as red or hot, but this time it is decisive. Opinion piece. Decisive October. Exciting times. Period of transition. Unexpected changes. End of galactic isolation. We are in the final stretch. Month of cleansing and awakening. Let's start. In these intense times of collective awakening, many unexpected changes are taking place at an unprecedented pace. The shift in human consciousness has been sudden for many individuals and overwhelming for others. After going through the eclipse season, which brought transformation and new beginnings, we are entering a profound new phase of existence, according to the Syria High Council through Celia Wilder. During this period of transition, the frequency of truth must suffice for new perspectives to emerge. This is an experience that many are beginning to feel within their being. The energy around us is facilitating a profound spiritual transformation, urging us to confront old beliefs that no longer serve our highest good. As we walk this path, inner reflection becomes a powerful tool that strengthens consciousness and elevates it toward higher perspectives. October 2025 is a decisive month where missionaries of light leave the in-between space as the old timeline recedes, according to Carrie Kay. The lower timeline is receding further, while the higher timeline is strengthened and consolidated. Many lightbearers who spent September in an in-between space are now returning to the higher timeline, stronger, clearer, less regretful, and more expressive. The starseeds are being strengthened and miracles are coming, but they do not stand in the way. October 2025 is a month of energetic consolidation, clarity, purification, and advancement for those who vibrate in the new reality, with a call to let go of fear and guilt and to live fully in the frequency of love and light. October is described as a month of great advancement and energetic transformation, a crucial turning point in the process of awakening and the spiritual ascension. It is characterized by the consolidation and the strengthening of the higher timeline or elevated vibrational reality, while the old reality recedes and fades away. It will be a time of clarity, greater presence, and the release of old patterns of apologies and doubts, where the bearers of light return strengthened and with their voice more active. October will bring energetic miracles, a wave of deep purification and the activation of Christ consciousness, inviting us to live from the being and not from the mind. It is also a month to become aware of where our energy is focused and avoid getting trapped in lower or confusing influences. In short, October feels like a month of opportunity to ground a higher frequency, to boldly advance on the spiritual path, and to serve as a bridge to a new, brighter, and more supportive reality. This month will be an important turning point in the process of ascension and vibrational shift. The lower timeline or old reality is receding, while the higher timeline or new reality is strengthening. Many light bearers who were in an in-between space during September are now returning to this new timeline, stronger, clearer, and with greater presence. In this process, Carrie Kay mentions that the experience of the in-between transition period can be confusing, dreamy, and emotional, with an awakening of Christ consciousness and significant spiritual activations. She speaks of miracles such as the activation and the reception of consciousness, and a wave of energetic cleansing and purification in October. She also highlights the importance of detaching from excessive thinking, living from the self rather than the mind, and maintaining practices that anchor that light and higher vibration. This means that missionaries of light must stop apologizing for their awakening and be more assertive, clear, and use their voices. Finally, she explains that the separation between the two timelines means that people close to you may be on very different frequencies, creating a natural distancing. Be aware of where you focus your attention and nurture the high vibration, avoiding being trapped by the low frequency left behind. Reset News. Starting September 25, 2025, the implementation of the Quantum Financial System QFS will advance faster than the old GATT can handle. With the implementation of GISERA, debt forgiveness, asset redistribution, and the dismantling of centralized banking systems are slowly becoming a reality. All notifications for scheduling appointments will be sent simultaneously to everyone and will be made through a global number connected to a secure website. The highest priority for medical bed appointments will be those in critical or very urgent conditions. Second priority for appointments are those with humanitarian projects. Lazarus Operation, Priority Access. QRHS centers use biometric resonance mapping to prioritize those already active in the field. If your frequency is aligned, you will be given priority access. Otherwise, you will not be registered, not because you are blocked, but because your signal cannot be read. This is the final phase. No network will notify you. No presenter will tell you. You must log out of their system and activate. Opinions. According to Kavamur, no one is preparing to give us a financial reset, medical beds, free energy, anti-gravity technology, or reveal mass public arrests of the cabal. Ascension is not a rescue. It is a well-ended graduation from the school of duality. Everything else will be received and revealed after that happens. When that happens, we will be separated from the dark forces, have superpowers, meet our soul family, and become a powerful galactic civilization. Ismael Perez describes a historic and urgent meeting convened for September 30, 2025 by military leaders from several countries, not focused on a war conflict, but on an unprecedented UFO phenomenon. The high-level military meeting seeks to prepare the world for the official disclosure that will recognize the presence of external intelligences and humanity's cosmic connection. He reveals that the spiritual and genetic activation of starseeds will be the path to initial contact and integration into the galactic community, and warns that only direct physical intervention would occur to avoid a global nuclear conflict. This event is considered a key moment in human history that could open a new cosmic era of interspatial consciousness and collaboration. A new way of living without hierarchy or coercion is dawning, centered only on the love of the one infinite creator. According to Ranra, we are tired of the idea that we need hierarchical authoritarian organizations. We long to be free from coercion, tyranny, lack of understanding, and unwanted or impractical orders. There is an alternative to coercion, tyranny, and the demand for blind compliance by authoritarian organizations. Place at your center not a tyrant, but the will of the one infinite creator, for the highest good of all, according to the light guides of radiant service to the one. Economy. On Friday, September 26, 2025, the Central Bank of Iraq published a new exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar in its official gazette, legalizing and recognizing it in the international monetary system. Immediately afterward, it began trading upward on the main forex screen. On Friday, September 26, 2025, the IMF authorized Vietnam to revaluate its dong. The dong revaluate began trading upward on the forex market. Banks are trying to attract certain high-volume clients so they can cash in their gold and asset-backed dinars and dongs. They haven't informed local tellers about this, so calling a bank won't confirm the information. These events mark a reevaluation of both currencies and confirm their integration into the international foreign exchange market. Individuals and entities with large volumes of gold-backed dinars and dongs can access preferential conditions at certain institutions, but this information is not available for local support or conventional telephone inquiries. The negative Davos Reset Plan. The global supporters see collapse as a tool. From the ashes, they want to push for a universal basic income linked to digital identification and programmable currency. In this dystopian future, your wallet would be monitored and your funds would be blocked if you spoke too freely. Plans. Our bank's savings and retirement accounts are safe. The only thing that isn't reflected are our investments and stocks on the stock market. All that is gone, according to Paul White, Gold Eagle. Paul White Eagle. A new era is beginning, and there will be an emergency broadcast system circulating globally, showing documentaries of everything that has happened to awaken the masses. To do this, there will be a message on EBS stating that in the next 5 hours, everyone should be at home, and a sudden global lockdown will begin for 10 to 12 days. This lockdown will be broadcast and on all broadcasters, and documentaries will be shown so everyone can see what has happened. We are now in the final stretch, where a stock market crash is expected. All personal bank accounts are reflected in your quantum financial account, so we have nothing to worry about. The only thing not reflected are investments and stocks on the stock market. So, our bank accounts, saving accounts, and retirement accounts are safe. This is great news, and exciting times await us. The assets of approximately 75 banks with Cabal accounts were seized. These assets were transferred to quantum financial accounts to be returned to the people. Additionally, all trust funds were transferred to the QFS account. Eventually, money will no longer be a problem because everyone will have enough to live a full life. So try to progress instead of staying stagnant for so long. They also confirmed that all central banks have been trapped and entered into the QFS system, so they are all ISO 20022 compliant. This is blockchain and nothing fraudulent can happen because everything is traceable and recorded on an otherworldly quantum computer. they can see where all the money being sent goes. And this stops corruption in its tracks. Politics. According to Sheriff Richard Mack, the One World government is over, and we are returning to the Constitution. A lawmaker introduces a bill allowing citizens to sue government officials who violate their speech freedom. In quotes, I ended 7 wars and didn't even get a call from the UN. These are the 2 things I got from the UN. A faulty escalator and a faulty teleprompter, said President Trump. He also announced a plan to eliminate the federal income tax and restore pre-1913 prosperity. This isn't a proposal, it's a declaration of war against a failed system that has let workers drive for more than a century. The president knows he must cling home to free himself up and show who has the authority to pass important laws. That was always the priority. Everything will come out, and anyone who thinks the president isn't in control is deluding themselves. Besides, he's protected with zero risk of impeachment. A former Bush official claims that the US spent $21 billion building a secret underground city for the elite, the wealthy and the chosen, to survive the end of the world. They don't trust the people, but they do trust your tax money to buy their survival bunker. After 700 years, the Knights Templar returned to the Vatican with their red crosses, relics, and banners. The Templars were welcomed and recognized by the Church again this month at the holy door of St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.